what is going on with this pipeline in Iran? And I hear all the rumblings. Friends are telling me that CENTCOM right now is very busy.
Well, yeah, we have heard some of that from some folks here locally that CENTCOM at MacDill was super busy this past weekend. A lot of things going on, lots of jets taking off, and different kinds of transport planes, refueling planes appear to be taking off. You know, one of the reasons I didn't put this on the schedule to talk about is the truth is I don't have a good handle on what's going on right now with respect to Iran. You know, I think it seems like we're teetering on the brink of potentially some kind of military attack. I don't know, though. It does seem to me that President Trump has been generally resistant to getting us into another war. Mm-hmm. Now, he hasn't gotten us out of some of the wars quite as fast as he'd promised, but, you know, it's kind of one of those things that once he gets into office, he says, well, they informed me of more information, and we need to leave at least a few troops over there in Afghanistan or something like that. If you remember, President Trump ran on a platform of trying to get us out of some of these foreign entanglements that we've become so involved in over the last, say, about 20 years or more. Now, with respect to Iran, what I think is you know, very troubling about Iran's a big country. Now, militarily, they just simply don't stack up against the United States, you know. But really, let's face it, almost nobody in the world does. But wars don't go according to the chart that you write out ahead of time. You know, it's not something you could sort of plan out, kind of like we might plan out this show and expect it to go the way that you planned. I mean, all kinds of things happen in warfare, including asymmetrical warfare. And some of the things that we don't know about is, has Iran successfully planted, and I would assume that they have, sleeper cells within this country to do various kinds of terror attacks. And what could those mean? I mean, what would a sleeper cell with, I don't know, a kilo of fentanyl, which apparently isn't very hard to get a hold of.
Right.
And if they could dump it into the public reservoir that feeds an entire city's water supply, everybody in the city is going to be dead before you realize it. So, I mean, is that the kind of asymmetric warfare that we could run into if we start a war? And I think that's one of the reasons that you want to be careful about starting wars and getting into wars. And it kind of goes back to one of the overriding theories of this show, which is the law of unintended consequences.
What happens when you do A?
Yeah, what happens? And you plan out, okay, these are what I think the consequences are going to be and everything else. But always, it seems to me that always something happens that you didn't plan on, you didn't count on, or you thought, oh, that's never going to happen or whatever. Something always happens, and it kind of throws things off. It throws your plan off.
Is it just my imagination? Or is the Saudis, they don't seem very mad about this.
Yeah, I mean, we're the ones who are more mad. Right. You attack the Saudis. You don't dare attack the Saudis. Well, you know, we do have a long-standing deal with the Saudis on the petrodollar, which I think helped out the American economy worldwide for many, many years. And that is that in order to buy oil from Saudi Arabia, and then I think it was eventually the entirety of OPEC, you had to trade in U.S. dollars, which creates a built-in demand for U.S. dollars. And so that, in one way, kind of propped up our economy. I don't say, you know, let's don't take it too far, but that certainly helped our economy. It helped the dollar to be the world's reserve currency so that other countries wanted to get a quantity of dollars and hold on to them, you know, in their reserves, and they needed to use them to buy oil and other things. So, you know, it's very interesting what's about to happen. I don't know what's about to happen. I get the feeling that President Trump does not want to get into a war with Iran because he certainly had the opportunity if he was just looking for an excuse. When they shot down that drone, you know, everybody was all up in arms. And if you remember, it was just a couple weeks ago that, you know, he either fired Bolton or Bolton quit, you know, and there's dispute about that. I would suspect that the president terminated him. But anyway, who knows? But anyway, Bolton's out. Now, why do you think Bolton is out? Because Bolton was probably, you know, steady hammering on President Trump to go to war with Iran. I mean, that's kind of been one of Bolton's main platforms over the years. Now, again, look, if Iran directly attacks us or something like that, and it actually happens and it's not, you know, something that's sort of invented by the media, and I'm more and more suspicious of the media's inventions, then we have to go to war with Iran, I guess. But short of that, I hope we avoid it because I think there's going to be some unintended consequences, and I don't think it's going to play out just exactly as we expect. And, of course, there's always in warfare a lot of innocent civilians who are killed. You know, you've got what you call collateral damage. I mean, that's a fancy way of saying people who aren't directly involved get killed. And, I mean, if one of those people is your mother or your father, or your brother, I mean, how would you feel? You know, I'd be pretty upset. Thank you for listening to the Morgan Streetman Show. We hope you enjoyed what you heard, and if you did, please click like and subscribe to help us out. And remember that we recommend that you exercise your brain at least once a week.